My guest today, Laura Zulliger, is an ACA certified L5 advanced open water coastal kayak instructor, an L4 instructor trainer, and L4 whitewater kayaking instructor with over 15 years of coaching experience. She brings a multidisciplinary approach spanning sea kayaking, whitewater, canoeing, and surf to help paddlers gain the skills and confidence to treat California's dynamic coastline as a playground. Laura also serves as Saltwater Program Director for California Watersports Collective and is proud to represent P&H Kayaks and Kokatat as a global ambassador. Welcome, Laura. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you, Anna. It's so great to be here.
Yeah, so I always start with the same question. When I say discomfort zone, what comes up for you? What does that mean to you?
Oh, man. Well, at first, I think it's like a torture reference. Like, I'm going to take you to the discomfort zone. But then,
Right.
then you think about the broader picture and just like, oh, yeah, that's where the learning happens. It reminds me of like your growth edge, you know, embracing that, finding it, seeking it, retreating from it, developing a relationship with it, all of those things.
Right. Yeah, your growth edge. I love that. So what are your strategies? Because it's really interesting. You just talked about retreating from it, cultivating a relationship with the discomfort zone. Can you give me some examples from your own life and experience of how you do that?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've noticed a pattern, like in reflecting about this question. Here's my pattern typically. I commit to something because I get really excited about it and I love to push myself. And then I have doubts. And I'm just like, oh gosh, what have I done? Can I actually do this? Like
Right.
similar to like, okay, you've committed to this new run that's going to push your skills in like a whitewater context, or you committed to go surfing on a day where it's like a pretty consequential break or size, or even you've committed to speak at this engagement and you're just like, whew. So first of all, there's the commitment, the seeking. Then there's the phase of regret and imposter syndrome.
Mm.
And then I reach a phase of like, oh no, I'm gonna like train and prepare my way through this. And so then there's like preparing and training if there is that physical element to it. And that's the phase that I actually really love. And then I find that as we near the event, if I do have a chance to train, I love it. But as we near it, again, that like, what have I done comes up and like, what was I thinking? And
Yeah.
then you get out of the car or you open the door or you put on the spray skirt and then there's just like complete surrender. And
Mm.
that's another point that I really love where you're just like,
Mm.
look, I'm here. There's the only way out is through, and a lot of goodness is going to come from it probably. You just got to trust it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love that
kind of felt that way.
yeah, I love that you normalize the what have I done or the imposter
Yes.
syndrome because I experienced that in my life. And yeah, sometimes I look at that and be like, well, but you chose it. Like you're
Yes,
here.
right? I must have
And it,
had some good reason to do this.
right, right. I really wanted this and now it's scary. Yeah. So I appreciate you sharing that because I think that I appreciate you sharing it just for you hearing it for myself because I can relate for sure.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the four stages of grief, right? Like the four stages of like realizing that you found a discomfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um there was also something about um yeah, I also love like the only way what did you say? The only way
Oh, the only way out is
forward is,
through.
oh, the only way out is through. Yes. And I can also relate, like, because I think when I'm one of my favorite feelings, and in the moment, it's not, there's something really empowering about being in an eddy at the top of a rapid that I'm nervous about. And it's the moment that I start paddling to peel out and look where I'm going. It's that same feeling. It's like, okay, here we go. There's no turning back. I really love that point. I dislike everything you described up to that point, like the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, the like, what have I done? It's I can get really stuck in it. And so I guess I find relief, and I'm just working through this now, talking with you, actually. I think I find relief in putting all that aside. And once you start paddling and you're in the current, it's like, here we go.
Yeah, it is. It's like, it's that presence that's like the foundation of entering a flow state. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like, I am here now. And if I'm not here now, the consequences will be greater. You know?
Yes,
Yes.
totally. Yeah. If I'm
Yeah.
still like peeling out of the eddy and being like, why am I here? Not good. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yes.
It's okay to think about that in the eddy for a minute, or like at the put in or wherever. But yeah, I really think that feeling, being able to, I think the experience of that, and whether you're in the ocean or the river, you know, or whatever you're doing, when there is that point, or when you're walking out on stage to give the presentation, like you were talking about, there is something really empowering about stepping into that
Yeah.
and committing to it. And it doesn't mean that you know the outcome. It just
Yeah.
means that you're, like you said, you're present in it, nowhere else.
It's
Yeah, it's
so true.
powerful.
And that's like almost like one of those Chinese finger traps, too. It's like the more you try to cling to this outcome, like sometimes
Mm.
the worse it gets too. Like one thing that I'm pregnant again, so I'm
Yay.
thinking a lot about childbirth. And I was, I think when I gave birth to my first child, I drew so many lessons from paddling and outdoor sports and endurance sports in that whole process, especially the childbirth aspect, where, like you can want, like, okay, I don't want to have a C-section. I don't want this. I don't want this. But
Mm.
there's so much surrender. And almost the more you cling to those, not having those outcomes, like the less you kind of like soften to the actual experience to ultimately lead to your ideal outcome. Um, which I learned so much through kayaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has talked about metaphors from paddling for childbirth. I think this is a really cool perspective for sure.
Childbirth is kind of like being in a gorged in canyon. And you're gonna get downstream. You don't know if you'll still be in your boat. And you don't know how you're gonna get there, but the baby will come out and you will flush downstream. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the surrender. Can you talk about, because even with my, and I'm sure podcast listeners, yes, I'm still healing my back. It is a super long journey. And the more and more I'm having to surrender even more. And when I think I've surrendered, it's like, oh no, here's more surrendering for you. What is your view? Like, when you say surrender, what does that mean to you? What has it looked like in childbirth or in other aspects of your life?
Mm-hmm.
Like, paint a picture for us of surrender. Hey, paddlers, Anna here. Let me ask you something. When the river gets pushy, what happens in your mind? Do you tense up, overthink, or can you breathe, trust, and empower yourself to move with the current. That's what mental agility is all about, and it's exactly what we dive into together in my 8-week online course, Mental Agility Mastery. We'll explore how to regulate your nervous system, paddle past fear, and align your mind and body with your circadian rhythm. Because when you move with nature's rhythm, not against it, your energy steadies, your focus sharpens, and confidence starts to feel natural. And you won't be doing it alone. Each week, we meet live on Zoom as a community of paddlers who get it. We share wins, work through challenges, and support each other in creating more flow on the river and in life. And because you're part of the Discomfort Zone crew, you get 20% off your registration. Just head to annalevesque.com/mental-agility-mastery and use code POD20 at checkout. That's annalevesque.com/mental-agility-mastery and use POD20 at checkout. So if you're ready to sync your body, trust yourself, and paddle through life with more ease, join me for Mental Agility Mastery. See you in class, and remember, discomfort is just the first wave of transformation.
I really do think it's foremost for me, like definitely preparing towards a certain or desired outcome, whether it's a course you've designed or an expedition you're embarking on, right? Or childbirth or starting a company, right? But then not muting all of the information that you get to adapt or savor the experience just because it's not aligning to that outcome you prepared for. And so surrender is like another word for just like letting, like, you visualize that outcome, you prepared for it, but you gotta really let it go to like dive in and be a part of the process to get there, So, and you never know, maybe the outcome that you thought was possible and were seeking is like you were lowballing yourself.
Right.
But if you
Sure.
didn't surrender, how would you know?
Right. Yeah.
Or you're clinging and you're like you're offline, but because you're so fixated on like that one line, you totally miss another opportunity to style it in another way, or you miss a wave because you were just so fixated on what just happened or what will happen.
Right. Yeah, you miss opportunities in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 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 Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, like from an injury perspective, just because I remember feeling like injured, and the worst feeling I felt is like not strong, because I feel like I'm such an embodied person, that to not feel strong coming back from injury was just maybe mentally one of the hardest things I've gone through. And a lot of it was just like surrendering to like what's best for my body from a physical standpoint, not from like mentally overpowering it. And that's
Right.
another aspect of it too.
Yeah, I love that. Did you paddle while you were pregnant, and how did you approach that? And how are you approaching it now in terms of, surrender and adjusting to maybe how your body was before, how it is now? And then even after childbirth, coming back from that, maybe, I don't know if you want to chat a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, I'm still paddling now. I'm dialing it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was really hard decision to make, but there's a kayak surfing competition coming up on the Olympic Peninsula, Hoba Down. And I competed last year and loved it. And then this year, I really wanted to go, but I decided to judge and not compete, to still feel like I'm contributing and being a part of the community. So I'm still exploring those limits too, where it's like, okay, if it's a really known quantity paddling wise, like a run I know well, or a surf break that I feel really comfortable with, or a course that isn't going to require me to basically put myself at risk to keep everyone safe,
Mm-hmm.
past what I'm comfortable with right now, I'll commit to it and I'll do it. But if there are too many variables that I can't control, I'm like, I'm gonna spectate. I'm gonna judge, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and it's different with this pregnancy based on my first. I feel like I was trying to, maybe I had a little bit of ego in my first where I was trying to prove something. Like, I will paddle, like, I will
Mm.
push it, I will surf until the last, you know, month I can. Um, but then I think there were some things that made my recovery on the other end of childbirth and postpartum harder.
Mm.
So I've learned from that. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't feel comfortable with this, or like I don't need to lift boats at a
Right.
certain stage of pregnancy at this
Yeah.
point, like I'm a lot better at asking for help this time around. Um, and with postpartum, a lot of it was a similar lesson. Like you you need to ask for help, and it's okay to ask for help,
Mm.
and you're not going to be asking for help forever. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And probably all of us at one stage of our lives are going to be asking for help loading boats, unloading boats. It's the reality.
Absolutely. Yes. Me right now. I was so pumped that I can actually load my sup on my car by myself right now to go and like do attainments near my house. I'm like so excited. But I
That's
also don't
awesome.
mind, yeah, asking for help. I love this conversation. I think it's a really important one. What I'm hearing too is that, and I think this is important to speak about or maybe explore, is I think sometimes as paddlers, adventurers, I think this is true in the outdoor industry in general. Well, I think in society in general, women are expected to do it all and be good at it all. And then
Yeah.
you layer on top of that, you know, like we in our culture. This is my opinion. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there is. Oh, yeah, that's so rad. She surfed all the way until she was like 8 months pregnant. You know, like I know women who have paddled all the way through pregnancy, which is awesome. And what I'm saying here is not that there's a right or a wrong way. What I'm pointing to is that it can be glorified sometimes to like be the raddest, the cool, like the gnarliest, the hardest core. And like you said, it's not always the best necessarily. And this is true of like whether you're pregnant or not, too, of like whatever's going on with you. And it's less acceptable to ask for help, to surrender, to take it slow, to not load your own boat or carry boats, or, you know. So
Yeah.
does that resonate at all? Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely resonates. I think for both men and women, where it's like valorized that we push our limit, especially after injury. And I think that's a really great metaphor for like men understanding like the female body before, during, like child and after, like before, during, and after childbirth. There's this like societal valorization of like, you know, push yourself. I think it's maybe it's like a overreaction to this kind of 50s, 60s, and 80s, like, you know, almost like a pre-Title IX, like you just rest there, bed rest, no exercise, don't do
Mm.
it. And then we've gone the other direction where we're like, push it, nobody tell me nothing. Like,
Right.
and you see it with sports all the time. People
Mm-hmm.
are like celebrated for like, wow, they had a complete knee replacement and now they're back back on the court, you know? And or, you know, you had shoulder surgery and look, you're paddling at this level again, and then you see somebody injure themselves, and then potentially this one's like career altering or life altering, and you then question if it's worth it. Whereas what if we just as a society weren't, you know, constantly thinking like, oh, you really just need to get back on, you know, don't listen, like push yourself, push yourself. So, and it's
Yeah.
hard. Some of the strongest women I know, like, were thrown curveballs in pregnancy, and it's just one of the most humbling experiences where it's like, you know, okay, you're a Division 1 athlete your whole life, and then you've been running marathons, and then curveball, like emergency C-section, all of your abs have been cut. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you know,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, like on the individual level and culturally, I think, to maintain that relationship with your body.
Yeah. Yeah. And also to not judge again one way or the other, and sometimes I think like I did a whole episode on 5 things I wish I'd known before this back injury. And, the truth is that I was pretty stubborn. And even if I'd known those, I may or may not have listened. So
Yeah.
it is, yeah, interesting to like, sometimes I think reaching those with type A personalities, like extremes, sometimes you have to go through it. Like you said, you have to, like, the only way out is through. And on the other side, you're like, oh, now I understand or have a better understanding. And coming back stronger doesn't necessarily mean that you have to come back and do the same things. Like, hopefully, coming back stronger means that you are actually doing things differently. Like, I have a whole new way of breathing now. Like, it's been transformative of like, oh, I am understanding my deep core now. I'm understanding, like, even the way I was breathing wasn't very effective at stabilizing my spine. So I will come back stronger. I doubt I'll be doing like a lot of drops. I don't know, at least for the first little while. Maybe I will get back to, hopefully I do love paddling class 4, and I would love to get back to that, in creaky style for sure. And, uh, it's going to be, there's going to be some modifications, I guess is what I'm saying. And that's a good thing. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah. It's like, you know, there are a few things that come to mind hearing you say that. One, the only way out is through. I think I found that phrase because there's this children's book called We're Going on a Bear Hunt. Do you know
Nice.
this book?
No.
It's one that I loved as a kid, and now I read it to my son, and it's really fun. But it's basically they're going on a bear hunt. They don't actually hunt bears. The bear just chases them back to their house. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
But they go through this forest. They go through the mud. They have to forge a river, and they're like, you can't go under it. You can't go over it. You got to go through it. And I feel like that's true. Like talking about the discomfort zone or the decisions we've made, it's like, you know, you got to go through it. Can't
Mm,
go under it. Can't go over it. Um, yeah,
yeah.
there, yeah.
What has navigating the discomfort zone taught you about yourself? What have you learned about yourself?
Oh man, I think one of the biggest things I've learned, and I'm still working on a lot, and it was the way to articulate it comes from um, this book called The Inner Game of Tennis.
Okay.
Um, and we might need to pause. I think
That's okay.
I think our nanny Muriel's giving up on Hunter taking a nap.
Oh no.
Um, that's all right. But the inner game of tennis is awesome. It's helped me a lot just as an athlete, person, and even more so as a coach and a trainer.
Mm,
Um, and it talks about two different types of like your athletic self or just your way of being. There's self 1, which is like the thinking brain, and then there's self 2, which is almost like a body brain is the best way to say it. And I think what the discomfort zone does is helps you realize that there are actually two pieces there and there's a relationship, and that you have to manage. We're driven by our self one, like the thinking brain, so much in life, and we're rewarded for that in a lot of ways in our culture and just how we move through education systems and employment. But in so many aspects of our lives, it's actually letting self two, like the body brain, take over. And I think especially as paddlers and athletes, like it almost is insight, those moments in the discomfort zone where you can recognize the two, um, and like almost step out of your brain to see the self one, the thoughts and the things you're telling yourself, and then find a way to basically mentally coach yourself in a way, like whether it's like distraction, like that's something that the book talks a lot about. It's like, well, what if instead of this framing, you kind of distract yourself one brain with this framing so that you let it give space for the body knowledge to take over, you know? Kind of like when you're going into a competition or a race and you're kind of just like, all right, you just focus on this. Like, brain, you're just going to focus on this. That's it. And then you let the body just like take over. I think if you're really finding your discomfort zone and then you're like, as we were talking about earlier, surrendering to it, you're letting your type 2, your body brain, take over. That's how I've started to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you're describing a little bit about stepping into flow, where you're not overthinking.
Yeah, it's the
You're
overthinking.
yeah. When you're coaching yourself, what is like? Is there a phrase that you tell yourself? Like, what's the most common prompt,
Oh,
coaching prompt you give yourself?
oh my gosh. You know, what I come back to, I'm really into like 1 year, 1 word New Year's resolutions. So
Yeah.
instead of like a list of this and
Uh
this,
huh.
and like 2 years ago, my 1 word resolution was just savor. And
Mm,
so that's part of, when we're talking about dropping in and just the surrender, that's usually my mantra. It's just like, whatever happens is going to happen. Like, I'm here now. This is an experience. Like, how can I find ways to just savor it? And I just think like savor, savor. Um,
I love that. Do you
so,
ever take time to embody what savor feels like to you? And when because you're talking about like the body, the brain versus the body. I'm really into this practice that I actually, I mean, it's been represenced to me through the work of Joe Dispenza and his books and meditations, and it really, I feel like it really works for me. So if I have a prompt, like how do I want to feel at the end of the day, or I'm going to savor, what does savoring feel like in my body? That's a really, I found it to be a very powerful practice for me.
yeah, I have never thought about it that way. And I love thinking about this now because I think immediately for me, savor has always had like a food, like
Uh huh.
like it has a food connotation, and you take a bite, you savor it, right?
Right.
But I also, what came to mind when you were describing that is like, oh, like how can I find a way to treat this experience I'm about to have that's like putting me in my discomfort zone kind of like a massage, like
Nice.
I I love massage so
Yeah, me
much.
too.
Yes. Everyone should get massages. I think it's a human
Agree.
right. If you want it, totally understand if people aren't into it. And I like the kind of massage that, like, at a certain point, like there's hills and valleys. Like the hill, you might like go cross-eyed and start drooling a little bit. There might be like elbows involved, like lots of pressure, that kind of therapeutic massage. But you're still savoring it because you know, like, oh, like this is gonna make me feel better ultimately. And so I think if I were to try to think about like a body feeling, like, okay, where can I savor this like I would savor a massage? Um, Clearly, if you're getting like worked in a hole, or, you know, or like getting
Yeah.
chundered in a massive wave, or, you know, there's, it might change how you're savoring it a little bit, but
Right. Savor the experience of the rescue, the
yeah,
self-rescue, the roll.
yes. The roll. Oh, I love me some roll. Thank you, roll. Yeah.
Yes. What I want to, so you are multidiscipline, which I love. You sea kayak, you whitewater kayak. Do you say you canoe? Now I can't
I did
remember.
canoe
Yeah.
a lot in college. I actually whitewater canoed before I whitewater kayaked, which
Okay.
I like.
And I've learned so much from being multidiscipline, like sup, whitewater, kayak are the main things. So I think that, okay, I'll just say, what can you name any um, skills or experiences where being multidisciplined really helped you out in, like, where either sea kayaking helped you out in whitewater or your whitewater experience really helped you out in sea kayaking?
Oh yeah.
Because I think sometimes and people, as you know, which we volunteered on the Safety Education Instruction Council executive committee for a time, and we talked a lot about different silos that can happen in the American Canoe Association with the different disciplines, and sometimes there's a resistance to becoming multidiscipline. And I think that's a discomfort zone, right? Because if you're really good at one discipline, and the deal is then you get comfortable, right? So you might be really good at coaching it. You might be excellent instructor, excellent paddler, and it can be scary to go pursue a different discipline, even though to me, all the paddling disciplines inform each other so much. And I know for myself, I've applied stand-up paddleboarding to whitewater kayaking and vice versa. So I guess I want to get your take on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I I remember a lot of those conversations too, and I think one word when we were on the SEIC together and talking about being multidisciplinary and as an organization, like how can you change the appetite to and create incentive to be multidisciplinary, because we
Mm-hmm.
know how much, like, how rich it is for
Mm-hmm.
both you as a coach and a paddler, but also for your students, and um, to feel that impact. And I think what kept on coming up is like vulnerability, right? Like, and you were alluding to this too. It's like it takes a lot of vulnerability to do something, but not on the level that you're used to, but still
Mm-hmm.
in a similar context, you know? And um, I think what I love is that there's so much about whitewater that really makes me a better sea kayaking coach. And then because I'm probably coaching sea kayaking at this stage of my life and career, maybe 90% of the time, and 10% whitewater.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a time where it was a little bit more like 60-40. Um, I Earlier this year was really lucky to go to the Foot of the Foo and
Mm-hmm.
paddle there. And there were so many runs where I was like, you know what? I'm so grateful for paddling on the ocean
You're right,
because
because it's a big river.
because
Yeah.
it's a big river. And you know, there were a lot of lessons about paddling in big water, and you know, the ocean isn't as predictable as a river, and so you really have to paddle your sea kayak through big swell or through a big break in a different way than maybe you would approach like a even like a high volume creek or like a high volume river. Well, like thinking about like the Grand Canyon and the Fuda or the Laxaw and rivers like that, there's a lot of corollary from the ocean. And
Mm.
then with whitewater, it's not like a matter of if you're going to roll or flip, it's a matter of when. I think a lot of sea
Yeah.
kayakers can like learn how to put themselves in environments where they stagnate because they don't want to roll.
Mm.
And the roll is more of a thing that I practice, not that I use.
Mm.
So I love that the whitewater forces you to be comfortable like using it, and it's not a sign of failure to roll in a lot of
Right.
situations. I know in some situations you probably don't want to be upside down, but I think that's something that I've taken a lot from whitewater to sea kayaking, along with just like punching waves is fun. Like we're not running away from the waves. We're not running away from the features. We're actually like playing with the features. Um, I think whitewater really forces you into that mindset.
Mm. Yeah. Well, although I've watched some of your rock gardening, sea kayak rock gardening, that is pretty core. And y'all are playing with the features. You're like riding waves through little tunnels of rock, like, that are in the break. Like
Oh,
that's a lot. Like that looks really, it looks fun. It looks um exciting, you
that's
know?
what I love. Having like my like whitewater students and friends come rock gardening, then they're like, "Oh, I like sea kayaking." Like,
Right?
this isn't
Right.
boring. How did I not know this?
Right. Yeah. Well, and I don't think sea kayaking, I mean, yeah, I guess if you're in calm water, but it's a different vibe, sea kayaking for sure. But yeah, that rock gardening is super exciting, or it looks super exciting. I haven't done it.
I know. Come on out. Your
I
skills will
know.
transfer. It'll be
Yes,
great.
I know. I would like to. I will accept that invitation at some point for sure. I love how you said that the role isn't considered a failure in whitewater, because so many people still do consider it a fail, which is interesting to me. Like some of my students will be hard on themselves, like, oh, I rolled today. And if I roll, it means that I messed up my line. It's like, yeah, sometimes not really. Sometimes it could be a weird boil. Sometimes it could, yeah, I mean, it could mean that you were maybe not optimal in your posture or line. At the same time, that's why we learn to roll, is so that we can use it. So I find that with the perfectionist crew, um,
Mhm.
in whitewater, they can be really hard on themselves if they flip.
It's hard. I mean, I'm hard on myself when I flip, if I'm being honest. And
Yeah.
but then, I got to teach 2 seasons whitewater with this really amazing instructor. He's Vance, and he is
Okay.
only 20, but would drop these nuggets of wisdom that were just like, whoa, okay, Vance, that's great. And
Nice.
there was one time he told our students, if you're getting wetter, you're getting better.
I love it.
It's just so true, though. It's like, okay, rolling isn't failure. It's like, okay, you pushed yourself and
Yeah.
you rolled up, and it doesn't disqualify you from doing this rapid again or you
Yeah.
know paddling more. If anything, it's just a sign that you learned.
Right. Thanks, Vance, for that nugget.
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh yeah.
Um, Let me just check what if there's another. So when you're
Yeah.
coaching folks, what is your we'll play off of the nugget of wisdom. What is your nugget of wisdom for folks when you're coaching them?
Nugget of wisdom. I I mean, a lot of it is reframing failure.
Mm.
Because in a lot of ways, I think in many of the environments we're in, you can have a very high reward, low risk situation to play with, especially if you're setting that up with venue selection or, a whole manner of different variables you can lock in as a really good coach. Like, you're like, okay, this is the really sweet spot right here. And then once you're in that sweet spot, it's just like really not even normalizing failure, but even creating a game out of it.
Mm.
It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you push yourself till you flip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to see you intentionally swim there and then find a way to get yourself out of it. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
if we just took the floor of shame out of the equation
Right.
and you can just play with this? And so I try to create that for myself when I'm paddling. I'm not always good at it. like, and I try to create that for people I'm working with. It's like, all right, like, so you're starting to get perched on the rock because you're not timing your pour overs and rock gardening well. I want you to do a run where you purposely get perched on the rock and see
Mm.
how long you can stay up there.
Mm.
and then all of a sudden, you've created what was failure as the objective, and then they're like, oh wait, my timing's getting really good now, and I'm not getting perched.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What I hear you say, hard moves in easy water, or like
Mm-hmm.
putting yourself, in the discomfort zone on purpose to, work through it and have a,
Yeah.
new perspective. And I love that when something you thought was really scary, but then you do it more and more. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting okay with this. Like, it's not so scary anymore,
It's so true. Like one of my favorite things that we do in Swiftwater is like swim through rapids on
Mm-hmm.
purpose and like really make it fun. And oftentimes someone's relationship to swimming through a rapid is like you're beating yourself up, you're in survival mode. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
what if, you know, it's that opportunity to play with it? And
Yeah.
so I love, there's this like European style of like swimming and playing with the coastal environment called coasteering, where they're basically just like swimming in the swell and using the swell to climb up rocks. So it combines like a little bit of like scaling and swimming, and then you cliff jump. So you climb up the rocks and then you jump off of them and then you climb again. And it's kind of like our swiftwater rescue swimming, right?
Mm.
Because you're like, you're out of the boat. Let's have fun. Let's gain confidence. Like,
Right.
and it really flips that whole paradigm on its head.
Mm.
And so, yeah, another corollary between like something in the river and sea kayaking and the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What has the ocean taught you?
Oh, what hasn't it taught me?
Mm.
That's the thing. It's like, oh man, I, I think the ocean has really taught me so much about play, if I'm being honest. And
Mm.
I think about this a lot when I like see my son starting to discover the ocean and the waves, when in which like it triggers these memories, these earliest memories of just like you probably have had this on the coast. You're just standing in the waves and you're like, wait, this energy is fun. Like, how can I play with this? Like,
Mm.
either just let it hit you or dive under it or spin around with it.
Yeah.
And I think vehicle kayaks are just another vehicle to like play with the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you're lucky and intentional about it, you can have those experiences where you can like let that sense of play and joy kind of infuse other aspects of your life.
Mm.
Um, so it's taught me a lot about being able to play at every phase of life in different ways and different styles, but it's
Yeah.
just, and sometimes you get nipped a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes you get thrown on the sand. Actually, I
Yes.
I love that. When I was in I was in a stand-up paddleboard surf camp in Costa Rica. This is several years ago, and my coach was like, "You always like, even when you get trashed, you just like come up smiling." And I was like, "Yeah, that's because I'm getting trashed towards the land. Like, I'm not in a
Yes.
river swimming and the current carrying me downstream. Like, I'm getting pushed back towards shore, a sandy beach. You know, it's just
Oh
really
yeah.
funny." So yeah, my experience in whitewater made the surf, especially like baby surf, like beginner surf break, like not that scary, you know, which is good. I'm I've been pummeled before. So
It's so true what you say. It is like
it's
the
funny.
beach is a very often like high reward, low risk environment.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get pushed ashore even if you do nothing. Well, not all the
Right.
time, but a lot of the
Right,
time.
right. But if you're like, yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then also like the current on the river never stops. Like so if
Hmm.
you're pinned against something, you're pinned against something. The energy of the wave's gonna stop.
Right. That's a
Eventually it's
good
gonna calm
point.
down.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, are you ready for rapid fire? Oh, actually, before that, do you have a question for me?
I'm curious what your mantra is. Like talk about, how do
Hmm.
you lock in that like somatic
Hmm.
presence?
I use my eyesight visual. It's like there's something of when I'm ready to go out of an eddy, as I'm peeling out. What one of it, it's not even I don't say, it's not like I say it to myself, but it's like my body said it's so hard to describe, but it's like it's like okay, let's go, right?
Yeah.
I think um and it's a feeling of like you got this. Sometimes I'll say, like, I'll ask myself, do you trust yourself, you know? But
Mm.
it's more of sometimes it's not a word mantra, it's a feeling mantra, and that's like so interesting to me. And it's when I look where I want to go and I'm just focused on that. And
Mm.
posture, sitting upright, like feeling strong, getting my
Mm.
whole blade in the water. So,
I love it.
yeah.
Physical cues, just like
Yeah.
aligning.
Yeah, but vision, I use my eyesight. Um
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I get it. You're not a big close your eyes and huck and pray kind of gal.
Oh no,
Just kidding.
I've done
No.
that too. Don't worry. I've definitely had my moments. Sometimes I have to tell like sometimes, especially in big water, I'm always like, or on the gully or something where it's like coming at you fast. I'm like, okay, open your eye. Like I'm trying to keep my eyes open and the water's running down. And it's, yeah. Sometimes I actually coach myself, like, keep your eyes open.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then there's sometimes where you're like, well, I'm glad I kind of couldn't see what was going
Right.
on because I would have freaked out way more if I
Totally.
could.
Yeah, totally. It's like sometimes you're glad I didn't scout that. I mean, I'm an advocate for scouting, but there have been moments in my life where like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't scout that and I just ran that.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
Right?
true.
There's a time for everything.
Yeah,
It
there
kind of
really
goes back
is.
to what you were talking about of the surrendering and not being attached to, like, even not even being attached to a way of doing things, or like, yeah, like I always scout, and I know, we've again worked with amazing instructors who are designing curriculum and instructor trainers and educators, and there's
Mhm.
so many amazing folks. And we can also get stuck in our ways of like, this is the way. And I think that's the beauty, actually, of volunteering for an organization like the ACA, where you're in there having conversations with other people, learning, and surrendering to like, oh, maybe someone else has a really good, amazing way that I can learn. Right. Anyway.
It's so true. I mean, I really miss that. I loved getting to work with you and Trey and Dale and meet every week. And, we weren't on the water, but I feel like so
Right.
much of the conversations we had frame how I approach coaching now.
Mm,
And so
yeah.
it is that,
Yeah. I
like,
learned so
that,
much too.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
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 And the interdisciplinary too. Like, I just taught a course where we had subs and sea kayaks together, rescuing each other. And wow, subs are amazing rescue tools.
They are rescue machines. And you're talking about the community paddle sports leader certification. And
Yeah.
I just love, love, love that certification. It's one of my favorites to teach. It's flat water. It is all like, well, I like to have all three craft canoe, sup, and kayak. And just watching people really figuring out and learning that all the craft are a lot alike, actually. And then, yes, what the strengths and weaknesses are of each craft. Like, yeah, sups are rescue machines. I just love that course. It's really fun.
It's super fun. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
All right. Are you ready for uh, rapid fire?
Yes, I love a rapid fire. I'm gonna drink some water real quick, just so I don't
Okay.
stumble over more words with a dry mouth.
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay. What's a morning ritual that sets you up for success? Hey, paddlers and paddler lovers. It's Anna here. And if you're looking for the perfect holiday gift this season, skip the gear, skip the gadgets, and give something that actually changes how your favorite paddler feels on the water and off the water. Give them confidence, give them flow, give them the tools to paddle past fear and into joy. At Mind Body Paddle, I've got gifts that do just that. Mental Agility Mastery, my 8-week course to help paddlers regulate their nervous system, align with their natural rhythm, and find confidence in and out of the boat. Video Review, the fastest way to see what's working and what's not, with slow motion feedback and personalized coaching. Private coaching, one on one support for paddlers who want to take both their paddling and their life to the next level by building empowering habits in mind, body, and paddling. Or private instruction, a full day on the water with me designed just for them, plus video review and follow up coaching to lock in new skills and confidence. Whether you're shopping for a beginner who's just finding their balance or an intermediate boater ready for their next breakthrough, these are gifts that keep giving all season long. And here's the best part. You can grab a Mind Body Paddle gift certificate and let them choose their own adventure for 2026. So forget the socks, give courage, clarity, and confidence instead. Head to mindbodypaddle.com and make this holiday one they'll never forget. Because the best gifts don't just wrap up nicely, they ripple through every adventure to come.
Coffee.
Good. What's a
It's the
non-negotiable?
only one.
What? That's fine. I hear you. What's a non-negotiable self-care practice?
Oh, massages.
Oh yeah, as soon as I said, I was like, oh yeah, massage. Yeah, I'm there with you.
I could
What?
go a month without a shower, but not without a massage. Let me tell you that.
That is hilarious. Okay. Um, favorite. Okay, but if you didn't have a shower and then I think you'd want a shower before your massage though, because that would feel so good. I
It is
digress,
true.
but like it would
That's a
be,
good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally, it's a spa, so you can go before and after.
Right. And then you can also sauna and cold plunge,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
I'm all about that. Okay, what's a favorite motivational quote, book, talk, or song?
Oh my gosh. Motivational book. I mean, talk about surrendering. I have this book by my bed that's gotten me through the last like 15 years. It's Pema Chodron,
Mm.
um, and it's called The Wisdom of No Escape.
Oh,
So,
cool. I love Pema
talking about
Chodron.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wisdom of No Escape.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to check that out.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Cool.
And then song. Oh my goodness. I love music so much. It's so hard to choose. I'm trying to think of something I keep coming back to. Um, oh my gosh, it's got to be Stevie Wonder. Like
Nice.
every phase of my life, a new Stevie Wonder. This song just takes over, and I love it so much.
Love it.
It's hard to be unhappy listening to Stevie.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah. I feel that way right now about K-pop Demon Hunter songs.
Oh, Soda Pop. Oh, my son and I ribbon dance to Soda Pop every other. Golden. There's a really good David Guetta remix to Golden.
Yes, I've heard it. And look, I don't have kids, and I'm way into K-pop Demon Hunters. It's hilarious.
Well, you gotta experience the next level by ribbon dancing to it. So
okay.
No matter what age,
I want to see a video.
We'll show.
Okay, what do people get wrong about you?
Oh, I think I'm pretty soft-spoken and have what I've been told I have a very gentle demeanor. So I think sometimes when I give people some constructive feedback, they're a little bit they take it, but then they're like, oh, whoa, okay. It's there's a little mismatch in the tone and the content.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
So I think maybe that's what people get wrong about me, that I'm
you're not going to sugarcoat it.
Yes, I can lay it down.
One of that is the quality of a good coach. I was teaching, this is an aside. Okay. I was teaching an instructor certification workshop. And at the end, one of the instructor candidates said, because I asked for feedback, we did a little circle and we're doing feedback. And she said, well, you don't fluff people up. So I knew that when you said something positive, that I did something really well, that I knew I'd really done it well. It's true. Anyway, that's really what I told my husband, and he's like, yep, you don't fluff me up.
No, I think it's that French Canadian background where you're right. No fluff here. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's hilarious.
It's funny because I've had to learn and work on it, because there for a while I would be very afraid of giving any sort of constructive or anything that could be deemed negative feedback. But my husband is French, and I think being married to a European that has a almost genetic distrust of positive feedback has really helped me.
That's funny. We love constructive criticism. For sure. Yeah. Okay. Hard moves in easy water or flooding?
Oh, always hard moves in easy water.
Okay.
I love it so much.
Yeah. Throughout the course of your life, have you considered yourself the underdog or the favored to win?
Oh, man. I think it depends. I really do. I think, I think sometimes I've considered myself the underdog, but then outwardly people have been you're the favorite to win. And then when I've considered myself the favorite to win, other people have considered me the underdog.
I wonder what that means. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe it's some sort of Dunning-Kruger effect.
Right. Okay. What's a word that describes your comfort zone?
Oh, this is hard. I think it was hard for me to not say massage.
I know. I was just thinking.
Oh, my comfort zone. I think I grew up in a pretty warm weather place, and so I have just a temperature association. And so I think warmth.
Yeah, got it.
Just a warm rock, just a reptile on a warm rock.
Right. Or a warm massage table.
Warm massage table, or laying down on warm sand at a warm beach.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Freedom through discipline, or I do what I want.
Oh man. There's like a disconnect where like my personality type is such where like outwardly I'd be like, I do what I want. Can't tell me nothing. But then like I sign up for a triathlon and get obsessed with training and have
Right.
training logs or like to be very organized. And so I think
Yeah.
there's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I don't like being told what to do.
I hear you.
I don't think you do either.
It's true. It's not my strength. Okay. In one word, what do you hope your legacy will be?
Oh, right now, I've been thinking about this, and I really think, like when people ask me what I do, I don't say I teach kayaking anymore. Like sometimes I do. It depends, like if it's folks who have very little context. But what I really feel like I'm doing is helping people discover how to play with water.
I love
And
that.
so it's like, it doesn't mean any sort of discipline or level, or it's really about like having fun with yourself and with this
Yeah.
element that is so abundant and teaches us so much, as we know.
Mm,
So I'm really just a play facilitator.
I love that so much. That's a great
Uh,
answer.
Let
Play
AI do the
facility.
rest.
Love that. Laura, is there anything else you want to say to listeners today?
Not so much, other than like I really appreciate how much work you've put in like cultivating this community and doing
Mm,
this, and I think it's really wonderful, and that I love getting to see you and speak with you.
I
Um,
know. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on to the show and making time, and it is great to see you as well. And I look forward to. I don't even think we've paddled together ever, which is crazy.
oh, oh, it needs
So
to happen one of these
I
days.
know.
It will.
I want to
Well, I
come take
love.
your play facilitator workshop.
Let's do it. You could co-teach it with me.
Right. So good.
Co-facilitate. Yes.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.